Congratulations, you made it to the Only Spikes Challenge Daily Upload Edition. Also, around 85% of the comments on the last part were about plants that should have been included. I would have considered any of them if anyone even watched the intro to the last video. If you want to know the rules, just watch the first part or read the description of this video. But anyway, the next world is Pirate Seas. Day 1, I'm just trying to figure out the strategies I will be using for this world. Since there are no zombies carrying birds in the early levels, the strat for the zombies that swing across the water is literally just one ice weed.
I mean, who else could do it on their own?
But when a bird zombies get introduced, we will need a cactus down those lanes. Well, Day 2 has bird zombies. I genuinely do not remember these apes showing up on the galley in Day 2. Even just looking at them makes me hate them. Just one cactus and one ice weed shuts down any attacks from the water lanes this whole world. Is it just me, or is it really satisfying to see a plant-fooded cactus knock a zombie's head off? Day 4 and the buckethead zombies are giving me a hard time. We need the spike rock's damage output to deal with them, but I never really have sun to just be like, oh, a spike rock over there and over here, and maybe a pinch of plant food on that one. Day 5 and 6, I came up with a pretty solid strategy to deal with the buckethead zombies and the massive hordes of meat-riding zombies. Basically, I just spend any plant food to power up the cactus on those lanes that normal zombies go down. Pair that powered up cactus with an ice weed and spike weed, and you got a recipe for brains and booty. Day 7 introduces the zombies spike weed was made for. If you didn't know, Pirate Seas are spike weed and spike rock's world, by the way. And the main purpose of spike weed is basically to give up its life to get rid of these annoying barrels full of imps. It is a very noble sacrifice, actually, and I'll commend him for dedication. Day 8 was a conveyor belt level, but it had spike weed, so I decided to give it a shot and beat it with only spike weed. Surprisingly enough, they gave me 2 spike weeds and sent 1 conehead straight for me, and he immediately ate my brain. But what I am happy about is knowing that the imp cannons basically don't do anything in this challenge because all of my plants can solo little bro. The imp cannon's prime only lasted for 1 PvZ challenge. That's actually kind of crazy. On day 11, there were 3 water rows and 2 regular, which basically means we can use our plant food on the cactus and beam everyone down those little rows like we in a Nick A30 skit or something. Day 13 was our first level where we had to produce a certain amount of sun for this challenge, and this one was pretty easy because we just used our plant food to get rid of the cooldown on the gold bloom. So overall, we just kind of went crazy with that. And I mean, I used the sun beam once or twice too, I'm not gonna lie. Next was a planar defense level, and I used my usual goated thinking not included strategy, except I added a ton of spike weeds in the front to make sure those barrel zombies didn't give us any trouble. We couldn't let the zombies trample the flowers next, but I know me and my boy 3-Peter would never let that happen. Not only were the flowers all the way in the back of the lawn, but these zombies stand no chance against my S tier defense. There are just no zombies in this world that are threatening, like at all. Not only do they all look stupid, but they're pretty butt at eating my brains. I usually dread this level whenever I play, literally anytime. I'm not going to sit here and say I was filled with joy and excitement to play this level again, but it really wasn't that hard this time through. I mean, these bum-ass beans didn't do much to help, but our spikes were made for protecting plants for real. I'm so proud of my 3 boys. Day 17, we had to defeat a certain amount of zombies in a certain amount of time. I just don't see how this level is hard when they throw every imp cannon and every barrel zombie on their ship at you during this level, and 1 spike rock plant food takes out a whole row and completes the challenge by himself. Also, someone keeps commenting that I should rate plants on smashability or something, and I just think that's disgusting. Day 18 gave us certain plants we had to use instead of choosing our own loadout, but they made one fatal mistake, giving us spike weed. We ended up having enough sun this level to fill the entire poop deck with these things. Luckily, there were no special zombies or else we would have been chopped, but this is definitely Spike Weed's prime, so I hope he can enjoy it while it lasts. Speaking of him, everyone keeps commenting on the fact that I call Cactus a he, and spoiler alert, it's just pretty normal for me to call anything he, him, dude, or guy, basically. It's basically my version of calling something it, probably because I'm a dude. I'm sorry for insulting the cactus enjoyers. Day 19 drained everything out of me. We have to not let them trample the flowers and produce a certain amount of sun. The main problem, that was the reason I kept dying, was that I usually used a plant food on the gold bloom, but its cooldown was at half, so I decided to wait for it to use the plant food more efficiently. But this causes us to not have a lot of sun, so I had to micromanage literally everything, picking up sun and slowly dealing with zombies right before they trample the flowers. and I kind of have a slower reaction time, so that's why this level was harder for me. But eventually I got it. Day 21, we had to kill a bunch of zombies and produce a bunch of sun, and it came down to the wire. But we got the final plant food to refresh the gold bloom. Day 22, y'all probably already know where this is going. This is possible with quite literally every single one of our plants. Full of spike weeds? Done. 2 columns of spike rocks? Also done. Cactus? Probably the best plant for this, actually. And of course my baby boy iceweed can of course do this. This is what the amp cannons get for traumatizing me. This level is also possible with spearmint, but I just didn't show it because, you know, spearmint is basically spike rock. Also, can we talk about how you literally shouldn't be using spike rock unless it's like in spearmint form? Because why would you use spike rock if you have spearmint? And can we also agree that spike rock should probably only cost 150 sun, because iceweed literally does the same amount of damage over time as spike rock? Like if a conehead walks over spike rock, it does a lot of damage, sure, but if a conehead walks over iceweed, it does the same amount of damage because of how much it slows while it's doing the consistent damage. So I just think spike rock in no way is it useful unless you're using like spearmint or maybe playing your defense, but other than that, I feel like spike rock is pretty useless and just a waste of sun. I think iceweed out of the whole family is definitely the best to use, but I don't know if spike rock was like max level, if you were really like pay to win like that, I'm sure he would be awesome. I'm sure he could demolish everything. I'm sure he could one-shot a gargantuar if he was like level 10, but everything's level 1 around here. No other days were challenging, so let's skip to the boss fight. Of course I tried the boss fight with the spikeweed, but the only way to deal damage to Zomboss is the plant food. But not just that, Zomboss has to be scooted up a little like he's about to trample your plants to even get damaged by the spikeweed's plant foods. But it doesn't matter anyway, since they give you close to no spikeweeds and a ton of zombies to deal with. I hate to go in another spike rock rant, but don't you guys think it's kind of weird how this is Spike Rock's world and he's not even in the boss fight or even in really any of the conveyor belt levels or the given plant levels? I just think it's kind of weird. It's like they made him just to be like a stronger version of Spikeweed, and that's literally it, because he literally has no association with this world other than his brother Spikeweed actually has association with this world. I just think it's kind of weird how bro is never in this world and you get him from this world. But with that, I'm going to give Pirate Seas a solid 2.5 out of 10. None of the zombies were challenging to deal with. Like, I don't know what else to say. And I only struggled on like that one level where I had to micromanage everything, and that was just me, like my brain being kind of stupider than the average person's. I will be doing more than one world per video after this one, so stay tuned for those. Also, maybe daily uploads on the vids too? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, like the video, read the rules to the challenge just to clarify, and have a good day. Arg.